Bum, 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 bum. English indie rock and Baroque pop band The Last Dinner Party have released their debut album, Prelude to Ecstasy. Their lead single off this album, Nothing Matters, was in my top 10 best songs of last year, and I was highly anticipating this record, so we might as well get right into it. The album begins with an instrumental intro named after the album, Prelude to Ecstasy, which, to be honest, I'm not crazy for. It's a little too long and is playing up the Baroqueness of the album, but doesn't sound anything like the rest of the songs. It's just a weird way to start off this project. However, after this meh start, we get the incredible 80s banger Burn Alive. The chorus on this track is amazing, with Abigail Morris's singing being one of the highlights throughout this album. The chorus becomes almost this rallying cry about owning your own grief. In my opinion, it's a way better start to this album, as it sets up the kind of overdramatic, Baroque pop, glam rock that is present on the rest of this project. But there is also hints of self-awareness, even though it comes across as grand and huge. This sort of imagery of decadence, of spilling wine on your dress, is contrasted with the fact that even though it's playful and silly, Abigail points out it's also indicative of them being addicts. So even though there's this very over-the-top presentation, under the surface there's a lot that's going on. Burn Alive is followed up by another great tune, Caesar on a TV Screen, which is a critique of toxic masculinity, with Abigail embodying a dictator, whether it be Caesar or Stalin, with her lover talking about the Red Scare. It is very over the top, but works really well with the big chorus and the feelings of being decadent and rich. We then get a frame shift with Feminine Urge, with Abigail singing about the pressures of being a woman to be submissive, nurturing, and also an object for the male gaze. With Abigail singing, "Pull your boots up, boys, and push me down, I'm only here for your entertainment." There is also this dynamic in the song of generational trauma, with Abigail connecting her personal struggle to the struggles of her mother, as well as all women. The music on this track feels like it is constantly being compelled forward. It adds this intensity with the seeming desire to break free from these oppressive structures. We then get the track On Your Side, which is about a toxic relationship. There are great moments during the course which are overdramatic, again, but incredible. I also like the weird ambient outro that is consistent with the weird drone that occurs throughout the track. The lyrics also have these religious themes, which add to the almost biblical sense of self-sacrificing in a relationship. There are some lyrics here about the partner being vampiric and sucking the blood out of Abigail, which I don't think landed as well. It felt a bit stale, cliched even, we've been through this already with Twilight. But otherwise, it was a great track. We then get the incredible track, Beautiful Boy, which is not about love. Instead, it's about envy. As Abigail recognizes the power given to men, especially beautiful men, with Abigail coming to the self-realization that she wishes she was a beautiful boy to obtain all of those privileges that are denied to her as a woman. This realization in the song also comes with this grand conclusion, with the music swelling into this transcendent conclusion. It's just a fantastic track. We then get the very short track, Gajuha, sung in Abigail's native Albanian. Kajuha translates literally to the word language in English. The song is about losing your culture, which fits into these themes of oppressive structures, not only affecting gender in the previous few songs, but also ethnicity, as you begin to be shaped by the wider hegemonic culture. We get another banger with the track Sinner. This song has a pounding piano throughout, which gives dramatic impact to this dancey indie rock track. The song is about a desire to return to a naive, childlike state before you knew about sin, with Abigail's queer lust and love being tainted by the fact that it is looked upon as sinful, with the band almost reaching this kind of church-like choral vibe in the music. It really captures this theme, but also has this element of breaking free from the constraints and just embracing one's true self. This theme continues with the song My Lady of Mercy, which sees Abigail embracing this love as she ends up embracing her lust under a crucifix. It is a sexy, empowering, sacrilegious track that has these wonderful, almost classic rock vibes in the chorus. The dramatic build at the end is incredible as well, with the band wailing in ecstasy. Portrait of a Dead Girl continues the quasi-classic rock vibes with another song about toxic love. It has an interesting angle with Abigail singing about paintings with women protected by beasts, but that eventually the beasts turn and kill them. But other than that, the song is just kind of mediocre to me, at least compared to the rest of the songs on this album. We then get the amazing Nothing Matters, which again was one of my top songs of last year. It's just an insane song that really showcases Abigail's incredible voice, with her embracing this forbidden love and living on the run. The guitar solo on this song as well is pure ecstasy. If you don't love this song, I don't know what to tell you. It is great. It is a fantastic song. The closing track, Mirror, is this almost Western-style epic with Abigail singing about how she can't exist without her lover, specifically without her gaze. This also seems to be a play on the male gaze, as her woman lover becomes more domineering. But the song also explores Abigail regaining some confidence and eventually finding a way to leave this toxic relationship. The song has this epic rock outro, which is fitting to conclude the album. But again, there's this lull, and then in comes this like weird little instrumental part to end the album that kind of tries to connect back to the intro track. And I'm not sure why they made this creative decision, with both the intro and the outro feeling out of place and unnecessary, in my opinion. Of course, you could just ignore that and just skip those parts of the album, and there's still like a great album there. I just don't know why they did this, because otherwise, you know, that's my biggest complaint on this album, and it's so unnecessary. Overall, though, I love this album. It is grand, decadent, in ways overdramatic, but not in a cringy way. I also appreciated the political undertones of a lot of these songs, getting at issues of culture, queerness, religion, and gender. The music on this album is also great. The swells and builds are captivating. The solos are just rockin' enough, and a few moments here and there might not have been as grand, but overall, the project is an incredible debut, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. This was awesome. I would give this album a 8.5 out of 10. What did you think of this album? Did you think it was a solid debut? Did you think it was a snooze fest? You let me know down in the chat. You would be wrong if you think it's a snooze fest, but you can let me know, and I'll tell you that you're wrong. Like the video, all that stuff, you know, YouTube, and yeah, Nothing Matters.